just ask the Buffalo Bills with their loss at the Patriots. Ask the San Francisco 49ers last night with their loss at Minnesota. And of course, even we'll start off Thursday night with a hobbled Trevor Lawrence. They come into New Orleans and take down the Saints. So tough to be at the top of the heap where the cream has risen to the top. We talked about it backstage with Mr. Mahomes. We talked a little about Lamar. So the tide is shifting a little. So we're week, 8 right now? So we're on to something here. So no bye weeks this week as they're getting ready for the next 2 weeks with single games in Germany. But fired up to be here, Pops.
All right, all right. Let's get it. Let's jump into it because we went a little bit over. I'll be telling these people I'm starting the show at 10. It's 10:30. So let's go ahead. And week 7, as Jeff talked about, week 7 was kind of off for both of us. I went 6-7, 49-57 on the year for me. Jeff had regressed just a little bit. He's back up below 500, just a little bit below 500, 53-54-1 for the season. So that's where we're at after 7 weeks. So pretty much let's go ahead and jump into the Thursday night football game. And this week, the Thursday night football game features the Bucs 3-3 and the Bills, who are 4-3, 8.5 point spread, over under a 42.5. Jeff, I'm going to have to get on your head a little bit today because Jeff said take the New England Patriots with the not the New England Patriots. He said take the Bills first quarter, first half. It should be easy. By the time it was 5 minutes into just the day of Sunday, and the Patriots were already up 10-0. And I said, oh, God, the mush is in. So it is what it is at the end of the day. It wasn't really Jeff's fault. It was really pretty much all you bettors' fault because you guys mushed the Bills going into this game. You guys know better when we're going into Foxborough dealing with Bill Belichick. You just don't just write them off that easily. You know what I mean? But, Jeff, I'm going to let you kick this one off. What are your thoughts on this one, and who do you have winning this game?
Something is wrong in Buffalo. Lose opening week to basically no Aaron Rodgers in New York. Then they took care of business back home. I think it was against the Raiders. Then they traveled to Washington, take care of business there. Come back home, dismantle the Dolphins. Now, things were looking up 3-1. Well. Guess what? You travel to London and you lay up a goose egg to the Jaguars who are waiting for you. You come back home, basically played with your food. I think a 14, 15, 11, 12-point favorite against the Giants. Hold on for dear life. And then you come to Foxborough where, again, New England couldn't score in the first quarter. They don't score in the half. And as you said, blink, it's 3-0. Blink again, it's 10-0. Trouble in paradise. I don't know what's going on there. There's talks they're looking at Derrick Henry. They're just trying to figure something out. Josh Allen hurt? I don't know. Bucs coming off a ho-hum loss, now 3-3. Short and sweet here. Something's got to give. Short week, egg on their face. I bought the hook here, Pops. I took it down to 8. I like the Bills to win by double digits here. I'm expecting a pick 6 maybe by Baker Mayfield. But here's the problem, Pops. You also got a desperate Bucs team. We want to focus on the Bills and how they're going to get right. Well, the same with the Bucs, and the Bucs defense isn't that bad either. Give me the Bills -8, and I'm praying here, Pops. I'm praying.
All right, so Jeff is going to take the Bills with the -8 here, and looking at the he's going to add the -120 onto it as well too. So that's going to be a pretty strong. That's a pretty strong sentiment right there because you know what? I'm looking at this game and I'm telling myself that this is going to be risky business regardless of anything. I think that the odds makers set this game up to where they know the Bills are going to get a lot of the action. So you have to make this bet. You have to make it to where the Bucs are going to get a little bit of love or make it to where it's going to be at least a 50% hold on the bets. You know what I mean? You want that. You want that type of situation. But this game is tricky, but I'm not going to let it fool me because I say this because you do have a Bucs team, and nobody's mentioned this. But the Bucs are 2-0 on the road, and they were underdogs on the road by 3.5 or better both times. And we know that when a team plays a little bit better on the road, then things work out a little bit differently for them. They got a good win over Minnesota, and they got a good win over the Saints, but both those games were inside too. This is outdoors in the elements. It's going to be a little nippy out there in Buffalo as well too. And Buffalo has seemed to be able to bounce back so well after these losses. So I truly do feel that Buffalo does go ahead and win this game by double digits or better. I just feel like because it's on 3 days rest and the Buccaneers have not looked good in the last few games that they played. Okay, because they wound up, starting the season off 3-1. Now they've dropped their last two in a row, and I feel like okay, those games were really hard, but at the same time, that game was really those games were winnable as well too. And I feel like the Bills just kind of just overlooked their opponent in the Patriots game, and that's why they wound up being the way that they were. So that's why I feel like it's an easy call to see them win this game by 2 touchdowns or better because I truly feel like the Bills are really going to try to choke out the Bucs. They're going to really run their drives and try to get themselves some points. But the Bucs do bring a good defense to the game as well too. So the under could be in play as well. But I just think Baker's just going to have way too many problems because that's just what Baker's been the last few weeks. And I don't know what they're going to have to do in Tampa, but quite possibly they may need to be thinking about switching out the quarterback, in my opinion. Baker, I know that, you want to rock with Baker because he was a number one pick. He's a good leader and everything like that, but you might need to start looking into possibly bringing in a replacement. Just wish. Now I know for some wishful thinking, but I just think that maybe that might work a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. But we move forward.